Good morning, everyone. Today's lecture is about benefits of arts integration in boosting motivation. So, yes, please. Is the camera functioning? Okay. Right, okay. The integration of arts in today's classrooms is highly important for a multitude of reasons. It's no longer seen as a mere luxury, but as a crucial component for an effective education. This is the topic sentence that I started with, okay? I already presented this topic sentence as an exam question, and I want you to follow this brief analysis about the importance of the integration of arts in boosting motivation, okay? Think of creativity and innovation, and you will find out that arts education fosters imagination and nurtures the ability to think outside of the box. Besides, the integration of arts helps a child think critically and empowers his analytical abilities, namely interpretation and evaluation. There's a study that I read online and that suggests that visual learning improves memory. And that is why incorporating arts like drawing can significantly improve memory. In addition, motivation is linked to attendance. So whenever a teacher thinks of engaging their students, they should find a way to grab their attention. Including arts becomes an urgent need to enhance student motivation. Okay? Every teacher is required to use arts in his or her classroom, okay? Because this helps the child or the learner, whatever his age is, either he's a child or an adult, to learn, okay? One of the best ways to help learning is to include or to integrate arts in your lessons, okay? Now let me think of different arts-based approaches that a teacher can use while teaching, okay? The first type of arts-based approaches is the visual arts. Okay, I have under this label of arts-based approaches, I have many types, including first and foremost visual arts. What are some examples of visual arts? Some of the examples of visual arts is the drawing and painting. Okay? I draw a picture on my whiteboard. If the child does not know what a bird is, and it's his first encounter with the word bird, I should draw the picture of a bird on the whiteboard, and he will easily remember that photo. That image of the bird will be easily remembered because I used a drawing, or I used, my skill in drawing to help him understand. So drawing and painting. Another manifestation of visual arts is sculpture and model making. Sometimes some of the historical figures are represented through sculpture, and if a person is skilled enough in sculpture, then he can, put a certain design of a person and put it in the classroom, okay? Visual arts also includes photography. What do I use photographs for? I use photographs to develop visual literacy and storytelling skills, okay? I want to tell you a story, and I want you to remember the different events of that story, so I use photographs of the different, characters that show up, or that are part of that story, if you like. Okay, and this will help you remember the different events of that story. Okay, and this is a skill, by the way. Not everybody's is capable of remembering the sequence of events, so photographs will help, foster that skill of remembering the events of that story. Because sometimes you ask a child and you tell him, tell me, what does Little Red Riding Hood speak about? What's the main theme, if you like, of that story? And he will answer, oh, the wolf and the little girl, and that's it. And he stops there because he doesn't know exactly what had happened to Little Red Riding Hood. That's the story. The problem is with the sequence of events in a child's mind, if you like. This is for children. As for adults, photographs also help, develop visual literacy. Okay, because sometimes even adults are not knowledgeable enough about some notions or ideas, and they need to remember those, different new things, new ideas through photographs. Okay. The second type of arts-based approaches, or under the label of arts-based approaches, we find another type, which is performing arts. Performing arts, what comes to your mind when I tell you about performing arts? Drama and role-playing, okay? Drama and role-playing. One of the best ways to help a child remember, ideas and notions and events, if you like, is to engage them in the learning process. How do I engage them? I assign, a role play, or I help them learn a conversation, and then this is how they learn those ideas and those events by themselves. They are learners who are getting insight from their own experiences. Okay, so drama and role playing helps enhance empathy and communication, and helps in the understanding of different perspectives, of course, about this life and about the universe. Okay. Performing arts, we have another type of performing arts is storytelling and oral narrative. So I want the child to remember the ideas that I presented to him, and I tell him, come on, tell me about the events of that story. Tell me. I want him to produce a personal oral narrative, okay? It'll be a personal way of expressing himself, and it will help him remember, and it will help his friends as well remember the different events of that story, because peer learning is very important. Children want to receive ideas from each other, okay? This helps them improve their learning, okay? A third type of arts-based approaches is the literary arts. What types of literary arts do you know? Or are you familiar with? Come on. Poetry and creative writing. Poetry is one of the best ways to help the learner get the gist of a text or a lesson. And I can just sum up the different ideas that exist in a text using a poem, and using, different shapes to help them memorize the ideas in that text. Of course, by turning that text into a poem, okay? This is a personal effort that the teacher can make to help his students better understand the lesson. Okay, apart from these three types, we have interdisciplinary approaches. We can blend all of these arts in one session. For example, I can use visual arts to represent mathematical concepts, And I can employ drama to understand historical events. So this is what blending those approaches results in. It results in having an interdisciplinary approach, okay, to learning. Thank you for following. I hope that you enjoyed this session, and I'll see you next time, hopefully. Bye bye.